He's coming! The asteroid 2024 YR4 could change everything we know about space. Did you know there's an asteroid called 2024 YR4 on its way to pass near Earth soon? It might seem like just another small celestial body among many, but its discovery is an important milestone for science. It's not a threat to our planet, but it's under constant scrutiny by astronomers determined to extract as much information as possible about its composition, size, and orbit. This data not only helps us understand the asteroid itself, but also improves observation technology and prepares us for potential future threats from space. Want to know more about how scientists are unraveling these cosmic secrets and what the asteroid 2024 YR4 might reveal about the past and future of our solar system? Then keep reading. Scientists who study space have a kind of giant magic eye known as a telescope, which allows them to observe things that are very, very far away. They use these telescopes not only to see planets and stars, but also to search for smaller objects wandering through space, like asteroids. One day, while conducting this search, they noticed something different, a bright spot that seemed to be moving slowly across the sky in a way that didn't match the fixed stars. That's when they realized they had found something new, an asteroid that hadn't been recorded before. When this happens, the next step is to study the object more closely. Astronomers take lots of pictures of it, comparing images to figure out exactly where it is and how it moves. They also use computers to calculate its orbit, or the path it follows around the sun. This information is like an identity card for the asteroid, and scientists record it in a database. By tradition, each new asteroid gets a technical name, usually a combination of numbers and letters. In this case, they named it 2024 YR4. This code acts like the asteroid's ID. It tells when it was discovered and distinguishes it from others found before. Discovering asteroids isn't something that happens every day, but it's not super rare either. There are lots of them out there, and each one identified helps scientists better understand the environment in space around Earth. The more asteroids that are observed and catalogued, the more confidence we have in knowing who's nearby and whether they pose any risk. Even though 2024 YR4 is just a tiny speck of light in the telescope, it's part of a big puzzle to unravel the mysteries of our solar system, size and composition. After scientists find an asteroid, they want to learn more about it, like meeting a mysterious new friend. So they start studying its size and what it's made of. Size matters because it helps understand how the asteroid might interact with other objects in space. For example, if it's tiny like a soccer ball, it probably doesn't have much impact. But if it's as big as a building, that's a different story. Using powerful telescopes and modern techniques, astronomers can estimate an asteroid's size. They analyze the light it reflects from the sun and, based on how bright it appears, make calculations. Of course, it's not like putting a ruler next to the asteroid. Everything is done using math and physics. The composition, what the asteroid is made of, is also fascinating. Many asteroids are mostly rocky, like chunks of mountains floating in space. Some have a bit of metal mixed in, like iron or nickel. Others might contain minerals that help scientists understand how the solar system formed billions of years ago. Scientists figure this out by analyzing the reflected light from the asteroid and comparing it to what they know about different materials on Earth. From what scientists can tell, the asteroid 2024 YR4 is one of the smaller ones, with a diameter of a few dozen meters. That means it's smaller than a football field. Its composition seems similar to other small asteroids, a mix of rock and a bit of metal. While it's not large or rare, studying objects like 2024 YR4 is key to better understanding how our cosmic neighbor is made and what we might expect if we ever get closer to it. Orbit and trajectory. When astronomers discover a new asteroid, they need to figure out where it travels in space, and for that, they study its orbit and trajectory. You can think of the orbit as an invisible track the asteroid follows around the sun, while the trajectory is the exact path it takes on that track. It's like a train that always runs on the same rails, but sometimes at slightly different times. The Asteroid 2024 YR4 follows one of these tracks, which brings it close to Earth periodically. This means that from time to time, it gets near enough to be observed in more detail. But what does close mean in space? In this case, it might sound very near, but in reality, the distance is usually thousands of kilometers, far enough to pose no immediate danger. Still, tracking its movement is critical because astronomers need to ensure it stays on its path and doesn't unexpectedly change course. Using sophisticated calculations and lots of data, scientists determine 2024 YR4's orbital period, or how long it takes to complete one trip around the Sun. This helps predict its future close approaches and understand how it interacts with other celestial bodies, like planets and other asteroids. They also analyze things like the tilt of its orbit and the speed it travels at. All of this is like drawing a map to know exactly where it's been, where it is now, and where it's headed in the future. The importance of this lies in the fact that even though 2024 YR4 isn't a threat to Earth, knowing its orbit allows scientists to keep monitoring it in case something unexpected happens. Plus, studying these trajectories helps us understand how asteroids move and interact in general, which is essential for our grasp of the solar system and for developing potential planetary defense strategies. Close approach date. Once scientists know an asteroid's orbit, they can predict when it will pass closest to Earth. This doesn't mean it'll get so close we can see it with the naked eye, or that it poses any danger. The close approach for asteroid 2024 YR4 will happen in 2024, and astronomers are keeping an eye on that date to gather as much information as possible about it. To understand this better, think of how meteorologists predict when a storm will pass through a certain area. They observe current conditions, do calculations, and announce, "Next week the storm will hit here." Similarly, astronomers look at the sky, track the asteroid's movement, and calculate when it'll be closest to Earth. For 2024 YR4, that's the day it'll be at its nearest point in our cosmic neighborhood. Why does this matter? During this brief window, scientists can study the asteroid more clearly. Though it's still too far to be a risk, the relative proximity makes observations easier and more precise. That's when telescopes around the world point at 2024 YR4, taking pictures and collecting data to determine its size, rotation, and even clues about its composition. So the close approach date is like a special opportunity. It's the moment we can learn as much as possible about this space visitor before it continues on its way. For astronomers, it's a unique chance to ask questions like, is it spinning fast or slow? Is its surface smooth or full of craters? Every answer helps piece together the puzzle of our solar system and prepares us to study other asteroids in the future. Potential risks. The Asteroid 2024. YR4 is considered a near-Earth object, meaning its orbit brings it relatively close to our planet at some point. However, calculations by scientists show it poses no risk of impact. That's because asteroids follow well-defined trajectories, and any change in their paths would be detected in advance. Why does this matter? Well, knowing the trajectory precisely is crucial for ensuring the planet's safety. Sometimes we hear about asteroids that nearly passed by Earth, but in reality, they were at vast distances by space standards. The case of 2024 YR4 is like that. It gets close, but with no real danger. Even so, astronomers regularly monitor its orbit to make sure nothing has changed, like a collision with another object or an unexpected gravitational pull. These ongoing observations help us better understand how asteroids behave in space. With each close pass, scientists can update their predictions and confirm that 2024 YR4 will stay on its safe course. This ensures that both this asteroid and others won't become threats in the future. Future research and studies. Even though 2024 YR4 isn't a threat, it's still an opportunity to learn more about our solar system. That's why scientists will keep observing it. By studying how it spins, the light it reflects, and the materials it's made of, they can uncover clues about how asteroids and planets formed billions of years ago. Plus, 2024 YR4 helps improve observation technology. Every new asteroid is like a test for our telescopes and calculation tools, and each study boosts our ability to identify and understand other space objects in the future. Finally, even though it's small and distant, it's part of a network of observations that help scientists develop planetary defense strategies. Knowing asteroids like 2024 YR4 well means we're better prepared if another object ever poses a real risk down the line.